I'm Tara.
And I'm Ashley.
Each week, two movies battle it out in a bracket-style competition to find the ultimate romantic comedy.
This is the Trope Report.
Hey guys!
Welcome back.
This week, we have Never Been Kissed against Friends with Benefits.
Never Been Kissed is a 9 seed with a 54%.
Friends with Benefits is an 8 seed with a 68%. And in its corner to back it up is my BFF, my maid of honor, my ride or die, Gabriella. Welcome, Gabriella.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yay! So why did you say you wanted to be on Friends with Benefits?
Oh, wow. I didn't really think about this. It's just, I feel like I watched it a couple months ago and it
For the
hit me.
first time?
No, I had seen it before.
Okay.
But it was like a while ago and then I rewatched it recently and it just, I don't know, it just hit me. It got to me.
It stuck with you.
Spoke to
Yes.
It somehow spoke to you. Okay, going into this week, I said in the last episode I didn't know what was gonna win. And I still don't know what's gonna win, having just watched both of these.
This is a really close one.
I'm gonna be
Like,
honest
the
with
seeds,
you.
the seeds are the closest one.
I didn't enjoy either of them.
I was gonna say, this is so much better than last week
I
because I
had a
enjoyed both of
feeling.
these movies.
Wait, okay.
I had a feeling you weren't going to like these.
I've
Wow.
seen these
Wow,
before.
wow, wow.
I've seen these before. I'm not saying that I hated them. I'm just saying they're not my favorite. And so both of them, I didn't have one that I was like, oh my God, yes. You know what I mean? Like, both of them were just like, But, like, I really want you to sway me, Gab. I really want you to sway me. And Ash, if you have a favorite, please sway me. I'm ready for this. Because I just have the passion, so I'm looking for that.
I don't think I'm gonna know which one's my favorite until we get into it.
I agree.
But I will say they're both kind of mid, and this is the mid section of the bracket, so
That's true.
No surprise there.
Yeah, what did I say? 8 seed and 9 seed? I mean, those are back to back.
Really close.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into it, but all this talk of Friends with Benefits, but let's start with Never Been Kissed. Hit us, Ash.
Okay, we've got Josie, played by the Drew Barrymore. She's a 25-year-old journalist who's hopeless when it comes to love. She never has really kissed anyone because she wants to find the kind of spark they write about in books. She gets assigned to go undercover in a local high school. This is her chance to redo her horrible high school experience and maybe even find love along the way.
Okay. I was in pain watching this.
Yes.
Right?
Okay, but gotta
Very
give
cringe.
Drew credit for making it
Yes,
so believable.
Cringe in the worst way. And I feel
Yes.
bad because this is a classic, guys. People talk about this
Is
as a
it?
classic. That's what they
Yeah, this
say.
is a
I had
classic.
never
I've
watched
heard.
it. I'd never watched
This
it.
is
This wasn't
definitely
a
considered a
go-to-
classic.
This wasn't a go-to throw-on for me, but I know that it's technically considered a classic, and I had so much pain watching it. I do have to say, it's like a theme with movies that are just a little bit older. Everyone's so mean. Like,
Mhm.
in
Yes,
high school,
yeah.
Absolutely.
they're so... And I mean, I guess you have that with Mean Girls, but, like, when we were watching 16 Candles, they were so cruel to just regular people that are just going about their business. It's very hard to watch.
These kids were cruel in this movie. Absolutely.
Yes.
It made me sad. It made me mad.
So that's what I'm saying.
I did
how
feel
could
for
you
Josie.
But how could you watch this and be like, this is such a nice, likable rom-com when the whole time you're in pain?
But it is goofy. Like, Drew Barrymore in this movie is pinnacle goofy girl.
Yeah.
She's dorky, she's goofy,
No,
she's dancing around.
I see Gabs as
Well,
with me,
no,
right?
she's very goofy, but that's what made me cringe. Like the way she
Yes.
speaks, her facial
There's
expressions. I couldn't look like I wanted to look
Yes.
away, but I couldn't, and I hate that feeling.
There is a cute goofy, and I feel like most of the time she can pull that off, like 100%.
That's
I love Drew
true.
Barrymore,
Mhm.
but this
Cute,
was
cute-
not.
Cute
This was
goofy
not
is
cute
quirky
goofy.
though.
This was
This
like
is This is goofball energy.
this is straight goofball energy freak like next level. This is craziness.
You would think Goofy himself would be in this movie. It's so good.
It
All right.
It was insane.
Should we get into the plot?
Yes.
So, Josie's at work. Instantly, you know she's a dork. The way she's walks
correcting
in,
everyone on their grammar.
She corrects everyone's grammar. She corrects their vocabulary.
Yes, hated that.
Yeah.
All of her ideas are being given to other writers because people say she's not aggressive enough. She's very passive. Her coworkers are teasing her because she's like never dates, and they're like, "Have you never even kissed anyone?" She's like, "I've kissed people, but not really." But I was kind of like, "What does that mean?"
But then she gets into things. She's like, "I've never." Where it's like the whole room fades away and it's literally the best thing ever.
I was gonna ask you if this is how I sound like, though.
No.
Because
I wouldn't be friends with you if this was the level that you were.
I was like, is this what I sound like when I talk about dating? Because I'm always like, yeah, I'm not gonna go on a second date. I know instantly if I'm gonna, like, if they're the one or not. Like,
no. She's like, and then how do they turn around and they're like, you really are a writer, aren't you? And I'm like, no. Yeah, I would be like, someone check her into an insane asylum. Anyway, so she has this whole hopeless romantic, but like psychotic hopeless romantic like thing going on with her.
She's dedicated hopeless romantic.
Yeah, a little too much. Yeah, a little too much. So but I do have to say, all of the cast members in this are top-notch actors.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
they are iconic people, and everyone was in it.
I mean, we have Molly motherfucking Shannon as her best friend. Mm-hmm. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Top notch.
Yeah.
We've got, who's the boss? John C. Reilly's her boss.
Mm-hmm.
Octavia Spencer is her other friend. Mm-hmm. David Arquette is her brother. I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah. Even the side characters. Jessica Alba, James Franco.
Yeah, Jessica Alba.
True.
Yeah. That was crazy.
So it was a stellar cast. And I think that's the other part of why it stood the test of time and why it's considered a classic, is because of the cast.
The cast is great.
Of the movie, but who knows. Anyway, so they basically, her boss, they're in the conference room and the boss is like, you finally get to go undercover. The boss is psychotic, but I guess that's supposed to be the comedy in this. And he's like, you get to go undercover and you get to be in high school and write some undercover piece, but like she's picking the piece. Like he's basically just like, go to high school and write something.
Yeah, it's like investigate, see what kind of stories
I
are
thought it was
there.
Insane. I really did.
A little weird. But
throughout the movie, they talk about undercover journalists like it's a really common thing. They're like, this is my first undercover assignment. It's like, you're not a cop. Like, this can't be like commonplace.
Also say, trope alert, she's writing for a newspaper.
Oh, absolutely. Trope alert.
And also just, she was the invisible girl, and now she has a big break, and now she has to change her whole day-to-day life for something related to work, which is so unrealistic, but it's a trope in movies, I understand.
Yeah.
But also she gets a second chance at high school. Like, we kind of get flashbacks throughout where she's had a horrible experience.
That's my other little note that I wrote here. They are so excited for her, and they are like, you get to be 17 again! Who the fuck
I don't want to go back to high school.
I had a great time. I had the best friends. I don't need to go back. I am thriving right now.
Okay, but I'd go back to college in a heartbeat.
College, yes. Not high school.
Take me back. Let me go undercover at college.
Yeah, like there's college. They're so, I don't know, excited. I was like, yeah, no, I would never agree to do this.
But that's so small town where like everyone peaks in high school and they're like, high school was the best 4 years of my life.
Well, I guess, but it wasn't the best for 4 years. It was the worst 4 years of her life. When we get the flashbacks.
Oh my god, it's so sad.
I mean, I can't. Okay, let's keep going. So we next see her brother, and we find out that he has gone nowhere in life, right? He's kind of a bum. He works at a luau store. Didn't know those existed.
Luau post office.
Oh, I didn't know post office.
It was like a Hawaiian-themed post office.
Yeah.
Called Tiki Post, I think.
He basically tells her, like, she's so excited, I get to go back to high school. And he's like, remember what they called you? Josie Grossi.
Grossi? And he made it up. He started started the name.
I didn't know he made it up, God.
He said it. He said it.
I missed that. I totally missed that.
He said, and I made it up. Yes. Ugh.
That's horrific.
Yeah, so he reminds her that she had a horrible time in high school, and so she, like, gives herself this makeover, and it looks horrible. She's in an all-white feather outfit.
Wait.
The lipstick, the hair.
Wait, before this, though, you see her first flashback, right? And she's, like, talking to some guy, and then I don't get it. Does she pee her pants?
No, you weren't paying attention. Somebody poured Sprite in her backpack, and then it started dripping. They poured it all over her books, started smelling, and then it looked like she peed herself when she went up to Billy.
That
my God.
That was
horrific.
horrible.
Yeah, that was bad.
Again, hard to watch. Very hard to watch. So yeah, she arrives at school. Why?
Looking insane.
Why would she pick this?
Did she not pass this outfit by anyone?
She would look.
She didn't ask anyone's opinion about
it.
it.
Like wearing her suit, skirt, and blazer. That would look better. Why would she
this
wear
is
a
an
boa?
insane outfit. This must be like, she must have seen it on some teen magazine, like some model wearing it, and think, this is what the kids wear, but it was not what the kids wear.
That's not what they were wearing.
People are making fun of her. She instantly gets stopped by security, which makes her late to class. She shows up in Spanish class.
I'm sorry to jump in, but I did note, I have so much secondhand embarrassment, it's equivalent to when Ash told her stories about the NBA players. In the last episode.
Okay, that really made me rethink my whole experience, because enough time has passed where I was like, it's not that embarrassing, but the way you and Brian reacted to it, I was like, oh no, I should not have told this story.
Oh my God, it's so good. Anyway, my other question, did you guys have metal detectors at your school? Why do they have a metal detector?
No.
Ash, this was specifically towards you.
Honestly, we probably should have, but we didn't. Did we? No. What? No, I don't think we did. I would have remembered that.
I don't know. I found it bizarre.
But I did know some schools that did. And, like, I heard a lot of, like, New York schools do, like, you know, city schools. But anyway, so she's late to Spanish class. She comes in. All eyes are on her. How could you not look at her in that outfit and that makeup? She has, like, a nude lip on. Her whole face is, like, it's crazy, guys.
Yeah.
And, like, the teacher is like, why don't you introduce yourself? And she's stumbling over her words. She's, like, making up a story on the spot, which I'm like, did you not prepare for this assignment?
You can't tell me someone's that awkward. I've never met another soul that is this, well, maybe I have. But still, like,
there was definitely, like, these kids in school. And they are normally, like, really sweet. But her, I think it's just that she's paired with a certain amount of confidence in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's so confident in what she's doing.
Well, she's 25.
Yep. And she's literally, like, pulling out things on people's sweaters to make up backstory. Where did she say she was from?
She was from Bali.
Yeah. Something.
This is insane.
But then she said something about a sheep or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And then fans are buying at her.
This? Why is anyone listening to this?
No one's probably paying attention.
Yeah, I guess.
They're just laughing at her.
Yep, and then she had to wear a sombrero for being late, so it's not a great start.
No.
But then she gets to English class. This is where she thrives, people. I have to say, this teacher might be the hottest male character that we have ever seen.
He's a hottie from Monster-in-Law. I love him.
Monster-in-Law. He is
what is Monster-in-Law?
Hotter in Monster-in-Law with J-Lo.
J-Lo.
And who was her mom? Wasn't it Jane Fonda,
the
mother-in-law? Oh my God,
it is
such
one
a
of
good
my
one.
favorite movies. It is one of my favorite movies.
This guy
and the only reason, Ash, I brought this up because the reason that we couldn't put Monster-in-Law on the bracket is because it's not really. I mean, he is fantastic in that movie.
He's gorgeous.
But it's about her and her mother-in-law, so it's not really like a romantic comedy. But it is such a good throw-on. Everyone watch it. I love that movie.
Well, you also know my weakness is a hot man in a sweater. And this guy is always in a sweater.
He's always in a sweater. He's an English teacher.
He looks
I don't think
so
they have anything else
good.
in their closet.
It's unfair how good he looks in this movie.
Okay, but can I say that it is quickly ruined when you find out that he's obsessed with a student who's underage, basically?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally bizarre.
It immediately pops the bubble, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, wants to sleep with a 17-year-old student. This is weird.
Yeah, it took away from me loving it as a rom-com because it's inappropriate, completely inappropriate.
Exactly.
Yep. It was really inappropriate. I couldn't really remember the plot of this movie. I'd seen it once a long time ago, and I was like, they probably do it in a classy way, though, right?
No,
where like she lets him in on the secret.
It's never classy.
Yeah.
Which that
do
would
it
have
in a classy
the movie,
way. Be a pedophile in a classy way, but keep it classy.
No, I think it would have saved the movie if she went to the teacher and was like, hey, I'm an undercover journalist. Can you help me fit in at school?
Yeah,
I sort of thought it was going to head that direction,
Yes.
But
that would have saved the movie, guys.
Yeah, then you would have been, like, fully on board because you would have been like, ooh, their little
secret. Rooting for this.
Back. Yes.
Yep, and a dirty little secret.
Yeah, now it's sneaky, now it's hot, rather than just, what's going on here? I'm uncomfortable.
He's on the
pedophile.
bit.
Yeah. 100%. Then she's like, it's just like one bad thing after the next. She goes and sits with the popular people, which again, it's like, where's the confidence coming from? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you think to do that?
That was insane.
I would probably sit by myself.
She thinks she's killing it in this outfit.
Yeah, it's so bad. And then they end up freaking stealing her car and putting it on the field or something.
That's crazy. Yeah. But this introduces the nerdy girl.
Yes.
Forget her name. I think I call her nerdy girl throughout the movie.
I called her nerdy girl in my notes the whole time too.
I think it's Aldous, isn't it? Aldous.
What is that?
Like
Aldous?
I'm pretty sure.
Aldous nuts.
Oh my god, we spend too much time at work. Anyway,
so yeah, she meets this nerdy girl, and the girl comes up to her and she's like, this is like their hazing ritual. They put your car on the football field.
And
I'll show you where it is.
This.
She's so nice though. I really liked this mathlete.
Oh, 100%. Loved her.
She's so
sweet.
She's helping her.
Oh. No, I liked her. But can I just say, there's kind of some parallels to Mean Girls here. Like, there's a group of mean girls. Another outcast takes up the mean girl. She takes her under her wing.
No,
I mean, it doesn't go to the same extent, but like, it's very similar there.
And
and joining the nerd math club, like,
yes,
maybe Mean Girls took some inspiration.
That's what I was thinking, and I was like, oh no, Mean Girls, I thought you were so original. But this is a carbon copy. This is a carbon copy, basically.
And this girl is like, "Are you good at calculus?" She's like, I love calculus.
Mm-hmm.
She joins the mathletes, and we get a little montage of her being a mathlete.
She's thriving. Yeah.
This is, which I do wish she had this experience in high school, because it's like you can be yourself and find a niche group that fits you and that you fit in with. But the fact that she was like trying to fit in with the popular kids is probably what made her unhappy.
What I found like disturbing is that she was so obsessed till like the last 5 minutes of the movie. She was obsessed with being popular. She kept saying, I can't believe this is happening to me. Oh my god, this is the most amazing thing ever. Like, I don't know, I never understood that. I did not.
It's also like she was there to do her job, be undercover, find an article. She was just trying to like go for her second chance at high school and her redemption.
Yeah. This
crazy.
Was probably just her dream all throughout high school, was to fit in with the cool kids, and now she's living her dream.
Yeah.
But she wasn't being herself to do it.
No. So she basically goes to her boss and she's like, she's so focused on trying to be popular and dress cool, and she's failing. But so she decides, I'm going to write an article on coleslaw. That's what it's going to be about. And he was like, no way. Sex sells. You need to find a juicy story. You need to find something crazy. He
basically tells her you can't hang out with the nerds anymore. He's like, you gotta get in with
popular.
The nerds aren't gonna be the ones, with the tea, with the goss.
Which is really just kind of the whole thing's crazy. The fact that she's undercover to begin with, the whole thing's insane. But anyway, we get another flashback for prom. Okay?
No.
When she's reading the poem in class, and she's looking right at this kid, Billy, and then is this when her friend rushes her in the where she's
The
studying,
library,
and she was like, the most amazing thing ever is going to happen to you. Billy's going to ask you to prom, and you're going to be popular. And you just, like, you know that that's not, how is anyone believing this?
Mm-hmm.
And you just know it's going to end. I think that was the only section of the flashback. The most horrific part is, like, later on when they show you when he picked her up. But I can't even.
That, oh my goodness. But anyways, she goes to her brother for advice on how to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell he's kind of interested. He's like, oh yeah, that school's a really good baseball team.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. But she does start to dress a little bit better. Makeup's a little bit better. Her coworkers hook up mics and cameras because they're like, we gotta pay closer attention to what this girl is doing.
Like, how much money is going into this one newspaper article?
One article.
Which they don't even have, like, a story yet.
Yeah.
No. It's
They're fishing for a story.
And she goes to this club to try to become, like, get in with the crowd. Like, she finds out that all the cool kids are going to this club.
So, okay, when I tell you that I wanted to vomit everywhere, this scene was so bad.
This is hard to watch.
She goes to the club. I can't even get it out. She goes and sits with the stoners because the popular people were like, get away.
Yeah. She, like, dances over to the popular kids, and she's like, oh my gosh, great moves, guys.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And then they give
Well, before that, she runs into Sam.
The teacher, yes.
And his girlfriend.
The teacher and his girlfriend.
Oh my god.
Why is he
of,
there?
like, 5 years.
Yeah.
But why is a teacher at a place where high school students frequent? Like, they're all there. Why is he just hanging out? Yeah.
But I think it's, like, probably just, like, young adults. Because when they walked in, they were like, are you drinking or not? You know,
Also, this does give small town vibes, so, like, maybe it's the only club in the area or something.
I mean, they are writing a newspaper article on something in high school, so yeah, that is small town vibes.
Yeah. Wait, but it's the Chicago Sun-Times. It's not small town. It's Chicago.
Oh, yeah, it's Chicago.
Hold on. Then none of this is adding up, guys. None of this is adding up.
None of this the river the whole time, too.
None of this makes sense if it's Chicago.
Okay, well, the teacher literally, that's when we find out he's dating some lady for 5 years, and she's like, you're moving to New York soon. And he don't want to go to New York.
No, he's a Chicago boy, I guess.
You see, like, every time the teacher's on screen, too, they really, like, the director was like, now ogle at her, drool over her.
Yeah.
Like, they zoom in after, like, anything that Drew Barrymore's doing. The teacher is drooling.
He's like, wow, look at her go.
Yeah. Even in, like, her sombrero and, what is it? Feather boa. I'm like, oh my god. Anyway, so then she basically gets dissed by everyone, but she's having a good time dancing throughout the place and sits with stoners, and they don't give her a brownie. They give her a cake, and she eats it all. And she gets so high. And she goes up on stage. Okay. This cannot be how Drew Barrymore dances. This is crazy.
Absolutely not.
This is the most insane. I felt so uncomfortable. She's slapping her butt, slapping the bongo, slapping her butt, slapping the bongo.
Yep, I was gonna say that exact thing.
Oh my god.
I mean, she looks like, you know those, like, 50-year-old moms on, like, a cruise ship?
Yeah.
When they're, like,
like
they go to the cruise bar.
Yeah.
And the mariachi band's playing, and the mom goes up. This is that kind of dancing.
Yeah.
Which it's kind of endearing when a mom does it, because it's like, oh, they're letting loose. But when a seemingly 17-year-old does it, oh boy. It's hard to watch. But the teacher's watching it, and he's loving it.
Yeah, why is he loving it? He's like, look at her. She's so silly. I'd be like, someone help this girl. Because she can't be, I mean, she's on drugs.
She's clearly on drugs, yeah.
Yes.
And then she gets back home, and she falls asleep on her hand, and the stamp from the club leaves loser on her forehead. But somehow she still gets ready for the day, puts on her makeup, and doesn't notice it.
Doesn't really get ready for the day because
she's still in her outfit.
Same dress.
Yeah. Just throws on a sweater.
I thought she was wearing a different
She threw on a
shirt.
sweater.
Put on a hot pink sweater.
Yep.
Oh.
She's still wearing her dress.
I thought she was wearing a different outfit. I was like, how did she miss this?
Yeah.
But also, it was really smudged. How could anyone even read Loser?
And everyone,
I know,
can you imagine? Everyone's like, Loser.
As she's walking down the hallways. Yeah.
No one thinks to pull her aside and be like, you have Loser written on your forehead. That is crazy.
And even when she finally does go to the bathroom, it takes her a minute.
Yes. George in the SUV outside knows what's going on, but she doesn't. She don't see it.
He was a funny character, actually. I liked him.
I liked him. He was like the only
guy in the van.
character
He was in Heart of Dixie.
The guy in the van. Oh, yes. I loved Heart of Dixie.
I was like, why does he look so familiar? I looked it up. He was the mayor in Heart of Dixie, and he was really funny. Yes. He was like bringing his dates to these vans.
Yeah. He was chilling.
To watch the footage, I guess.
And yeah, bringing dates. This is when we get the worst flashback of all. She's crying in the bathroom after she wipes off Loser. God. And we have a flashback of Billy. She gets dressed up, and obviously she looks perfect because what's new in her outfit. And her brother's like, have fun at prom. Like, this is so exciting. She's so excited.
So excited.
She's so excited. She goes outside. Here comes the limo. Billy and a girl come out of it, throw eggs at her.
At her face! At her face! That was so aggressive.
So who even thought to write this in? I couldn't even fathom something like this because it's so cruel. Like, that is sick.
That was a little too far.
Whenever I see something like this, I'm like, I swear, if my kids ever get caught bullying or doing anything like this, I'm disowning them. Because obviously, like, what? That's irredeemable.
No, irredeemable. That's where I almost shut off the movie. I was like, this can't be.
It was so hard to watch. It was so sad. But anyway, so she runs out of school, and guess who she runs into? Her brother, who just finished registering for school.
Oh, yeah.
How freaking weird is this? Why is he at school? If she's 25 and he's older, what is he, 28 and now trying to pass
school? What is I didn't even think about that.
Kid?
Yeah.
I thought she said he was 23.
I thought he was older, and that's why he gave her. So he was younger and gave her.
Yeah, because Josie, she said, "You're 23. What are you doing with a teenager?"
Oh, later on.
She said that to him later on.
Okay.
So it must be the younger brother. I mean, I think he looked older. Though, and the actor was probably older. But anyways, he wants a second chance at his baseball career because he was a star baseball player in high school. And he's like, but I can help you become popular.
This is the definition of peaking in high school and then wanting to go back.
Yeah. And she's like, how are you going to become popular in one day? And then it immediately cuts to him chugging coleslaw and everyone chanting his name.
He's
immediately popular.
Yeah.
Some people have it. Some people walk in the light.
and immediately a girl comes up to him and she's like, I can do gymnastics, blah, blah, blah. And every single person in this movie is a pedophile.
Yes.
Everyone is having an inappropriate relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Why is this necessary?
Nowadays, you would never get away with it. Yeah, so now we're at the school carnival. And Josie goes to ride the Ferris wheel alone. This is so sad. And then the festival guy is like, we got a solo rider. She's riding alone, people. She's riding alone. She's like, do we have to announce it like that? And the teacher feels bad and goes and sits with her.
I don't think he feels bad. I think he jumped at the chance.
Yeah, he
which is creepy. Who in their right mind thinks it's okay for a teacher to get on with a student on a Ferris wheel?
One of the most romantic rides you can be.
And we get our first inappropriate line from him.
Yes. I have it written down too.
Say it, Gabs.
When you're my age, guys will be lined up around the block for you.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, that's... No.
And she's like, you have to say that because you're my teacher. And he's like, actually, I probably shouldn't say it because I'm your teacher.
And she's like giddy with that. Like, she's like, oh, I got him now. It's disgusting.
No.
Yeah.
Again, if they had it as their little secret and they were on the Ferris wheel and they were like,
I know, it would have.
We can't touch because everyone else will see.
It would have been so much
But I know
better.
that you're 25 and I'm of age. That would have been good. This was just like.
We should remake this movie.
Yes.
For modern times.
100%.
Like we always say, we should be in charge of all movies.
100%. And the US and the world. We should run everything.
Every book turned movie we should be in charge of. Yeah. Every remake we should be in charge of. And we've been saying this.
If you remade this and had it in that direction, #1 hit.
Oh.
It's a rom-com I could get behind, yes.
Yeah.
But
Warner Brothers.
Not like this.
Do you need my phone number? thetropereport@gmail.com. We have an idea.
Have your people contact our people. We are our people.
Our people is, we'll force Brian to do it.
Yeah, we'll force Brian to be our people.
Oh my god.
So after the carnival, we see her brother. He's talking her up. He is doing his job. Like,
yeah. And one of his things is saying, "Oh yeah, I slept with her, and I'm still sleeping with her."
Yeah,
inappropriate again. It's incest.
Completely inappropriate.
What?
Completely crazy to say.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. But he's telling people she's rich, dated famous people, all kinds of stuff. And people are like, maybe we should rethink her. This movie's kind of all over the place. Like, it kind of just skips scene to scene to scene with no, like,
flashback
transition,
to forward, to this, to that.
Yeah.
This person, it's crazy.
Because after this little montage of him talking her up, we go to sex ed.
Oh yes.
With the English teacher's, like, it's his class, and Josie's work friends there. Does anyone catch why she was there?
No, she was just like I want to visit you, or something.
Yeah.
She's like peeking into the classroom, and he's like, "Oh, are you the sex ed teacher?" And she's like, "Yeah, I am. For you, I am," or something like that. This is just an awkward scene. Doesn't really do.
Well, I was gonna say nothing happened in this.
I don't know what the point of it was.
Note on it because I was like, what came out of this?
Oh, I know what came out of it. What comes out of it is that she tells that Daisy girl that you have to, like, make sure whoever you're going to sleep with, like, is your penguin or whatever, some shit like that.
Oh, the penguin story.
And
that's
has
right.
all ears on her.
Yes. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Like,
yes.
You know about penguins? That's really, like, cool and unique of you.
Oh.
But also what comes out of this is there's an announcement over the speaker during this class.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, the other school's doing the same prom theme, so you have to come up with another one.
Everyone's distraught over
It makes no sense. Also, who the heck has, like, a costume?
Yes, that's what I wrote.
That is
I have no idea.
We didn't have that.
Sense.
At least I don't.
That's not a thing.
The prom theme is prom.
Yeah, you just come in dress though, like not with costumes.
Homecoming, you can have a theme.
But then everyone's so obsessed with Josie that the cool guy is like
out of nowhere.
Josie's gonna decide what it is, and it's gonna be right. I'm like,
that was so bizarre.
I hated that guy.
Yes.
Just backtrack when he first.
Yes.
When he first interacts with her, he goes, "Are you in special ed?"
Yes!
Oh my god!
Sorry,
yes!
what?
I wrote, if someone said that to me,
I would die.
I'd be speechless.
I would die.
Can I also say though that this guy, they could have chose anyone, and they picked him to be the actor.
Uggo. Even
I'm
Billy from
he looked familiar though.
He did.
He's a no one.
I never saw him a day in my life.
Billy from her high school time, he was cute. They could have gone someone like him. They should have done a switcheroo, but not Guy. His name was Guy, right?
Jeez. I don't remember.
Guy. Yeah, his name's Guy.
I said popular guy in all my
very
notes.
Fitting name, I think.
Yeah.
Well, the theme she chooses is famous couples throughout history, because of course she chose.
She's an old soul.
As a freaking Renaissance person or something.
Yeah, that was
awful. She dressed up as Rosalind from the Shakespeare play.
Never heard of it. Why are you? Where did you pull this out of, this costume? How does she have this in her closet?
I'm sure she bought it. I thought it was pretty. I thought that was.
You would like that.
Look,
you would.
If it
like
was
that.
if the prom theme was actually famous couples throughout history, I think that would be a perfectly acceptable costume. I think if my friend showed up in that, I'd be like, you look amazing, sweetie.
What would you be if you had to dress up as a famous couple?
Actually, wait, I have a notes app with this. Guys, this is sad. I have a notes app with couples costume idea, but I'm not a couple. So it's just oh my god. Nope, I'm not saying any of these.
Why? Are they so? Is it like Shakespeare?
They're so dorky.
Give me just one. Give me just one.
My top one is Padme and Anakin.
Oh, that's so basic. That is so basic.
Well, the other ones are like I can't say. They're like comic book characters. It's so dorky.
And we wouldn't even know who they are. Me and Gaby.
Yeah, Starfire and Nightwing. You're not gonna know who that is.
Yeah, I know.
So then after she chooses the prom theme, we get a montage of her becoming popular. She's decorating for prom.
Mhm.
She and the teacher are playfully painting each other.
Oh my god. Oh, also,
Flirting with each
so
other.
flirty with
this
him.
whole time, everyone in her office is watching because they hooked her up with that little camera brooch. So
Yeah.
everyone, I'm getting very failure to launch, ending scene of failure to launch. When everyone in town is watching them as they're locked in the house. Everyone in her office is watching this all play out. This
And
inappropriate
they all know
relationship.
that the teacher's in love with her.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
obvious.
They're waiting for them to get together. We see her shopping with the 3 popular girls, including Jessica Alba.
Mm-hmm.
And her old mathlete friends, all dis nuts, sees it, and she feels so betrayed. Like, you can just tell she was
Why does this always gotta happen?
Yeah.
It's so sad. Like, you know what's a freaking good movie where it's just like nerds win? Because come on.
High School Musical?
I love a nerd. Listen, no, Booksmart.
Love Booksmart.
That movie is so good, Gabby. You have
Love
to watch
Booksmart.
it.
Yeah, never seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No.
She doesn't watch
Oh
romance
my
movies.
god. What?
When it's like these 2 girls that are just they have not done anything crazy all throughout high school. They wanted to just get into like Ivy Leagues or whatever, their dream schools. They just study all day, and at the last week of school or something, they're like, we're gonna go to a party and we're gonna go crazy.
Well, here's the thing. The last week of school, they found out that all those kids that were partying all the time got into the same colleges they did.
Which story
and they're like,
of my
why
life.
did we spend all this time studying when all these party kids are going to Yale too?
Yes.
And so
Probably
they're like,
for
we gotta
sports.
have one crazy night.
Yeah.
Ugh,
It's so good.
to
Oh my
watch.
god. We need to just do like one episode just on that, just to be like, this is the best movie
Yeah,
ever.
a special episode.
I was dying.
with Booksmart.
That movie, you are
It's
dying
so funny.
laughing.
So funny.
Oh my god.
And moving. I also cry like every time I watch it.
It had everything for me. It was like, wow, I relate to these girls. I love these girls.
Relate to them so much.
I've never related more in a movie. Okay, they're so funny. They're best
so
friends. It's
supportive
about
of each other.
friendship. Yes, yes, it's just so good. Okay, let's go back.
Okay. We also see Guy, the popular kid. He starts to have a crush on Josie.
Oh my god, playing his fucking guitar and staring at her on the bleachers.
Yep.
Give me a fucking
And
break.
we have her boss pressuring her for a story. He's like, you still haven't brought me anything useful.
He's gonna fire her if she
yeah,
doesn't get a story.
and fire her boss, John C. Riley.
What? I mean, that cannot.
Which, I mean,
be
they put a lot of money
offense.
into this. They put a lot of money into this
They
like
did
sting
put
operation.
a
They
lot
gotta
of
get
money
something
into
out of
this.
it.
True.
And then Rob, her brother, throws a party at their parents' house where he's giving minors alcohol. What is going on?
Oh,
And he's
God.
on the verge of like sleeping with the 17-year-old.
Hooking up with
the
girl that's
16,
been all
I
over.
think, actually.
Yeah, 16.
Yeah.
But
But Josie's in the middle of basically telling him, "You can't do this. You're a pedophile." And then
Exactly.
comes,
And then sweeps her off her feet.
Yes!
and she does the same thing.
But Rob does say, which got me, go see her around the block, Miss Robinson, or something, and that
Oh
Yeah,
my
she does say
god!
Or around the cell block.
Yeah, because they gonna be in jail. They locked
Yep.
up
It's like,
for this.
how are you
They're both
joking
on
about
the verge
this
of
and making
jail
it the
time.
plot of the movie? Joking about, like, literal pedophiles. And
They
it's the
thought it
whole
was
plot.
hilarious.
That's the rom-com. That's the
Someone
romance of
signed
it all.
off on this script and said, "This
Yep.
is hilarious."
And you know what? Apparently they were right because everyone at the time loved this movie.
We still
they
talk
ate
about
it up.
it to this day.
Yeah, so Guy pulls Josie to her own room upstairs.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
her childhood
yeah,
bedroom.
yeah.
And she's having to like hide the photos of herself. She's like, wow, Rob's sister is such a dork.
Oh my god.
And
And
yet,
then he-
she's still fawning over him. He just called you a dork. Ay,
Yeah.
ay, ay.
Yep. And then he asks her to prom. She's ecstatic. Which I thought he was gonna take her up there to like make out or something.
No.
Why do you have to
just wants
take her
ask
to this
prom.
empty bedroom to ask
Yeah.
her to prom?
I don't know. He
That'd be too far.
This was before promposals, I guess.
True.
Now you can't just ask someone to prom. Now you have to
No.
prompose.
Bringing someone to a bedroom and ask them isn't enough anymore. Anyway, we get to prom, right? And this is when we finally see all the outfits, which, why? Okay, whatever. She's in her medieval outfit, but why are the popular girls allowed to wear bikinis to their prom?
Yeah, the school had no dress code, apparently.
This was insane.
Girls are in
And
bikinis.
also,
Rob isn't even wearing pants.
yeah, which was weird. Because doesn't Tom Cruise have boxers on? Like, it's not like he's wearing tighty whities in that scene, right?
I don't remember.
No, but Rob was.
Yeah. And then also...
wait, something important happened before this.
What?
Before this, her boss pulls her to the side and says, your story needs to be about the inappropriate relationship you have with the teacher.
Yes, this
and
is
so
like a key thing
keep that in mind, people, for what's
I'm
happening
torn
next.
here. I'm torn here. I love him. He's so handsome. He's so cute, but he's doing something so wrong.
He's doing something wrong.
Yes, I know. So it makes me not... I want to get swept away in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I said with last episode as well, with having 3 different main characters, like, and definitely maybe having 3 girls. It's kind of like, I want to be swept away in one romance and have it just be outrageous and fun and crazy, you know? Like, this is like, I don't want to have in the back of my head, you know, but this just isn't right. This isn't right. Yeah, so they basically get to prom, and she wins prom queen, and so does Guy, right? And they have their dance. But then after they do their dance, the teacher's watching the whole time. He asks her to dance.
This is insane.
Inappropriate.
This is absolutely insane. What? How is a teacher allowed to slow dance with a student?
How is no one stopping them? How is Guy not stopping them? How is
this seen as normal? Well, Guy's a little busy.
Well, that's true.
Guy's a little busy. He's asking Mathlete Aldous to dance with him. She's shimmying out of her white DNA suit, which bad DNA costume, guys.
A blue jumpsuit,
I'm sorry.
blue onesie.
I'm all for the nerd people, but everyone linked as a DNA chain.
It was just, I thought it was like not a lot of effort put into the actual DNA part. Because they're all just in white jumpsuits, like white hazard suits.
But then beneath
doesn't even look like DNA.
Suit, that's not DNA. A hazmat suit?
Come on, guys, put in a little bit more effort.
But when they strip
if
down,
you're gonna be
she's
DNA.
in like the Green Man suit, but it's blue.
A blue like leotard. She looks gorgeous though.
Well,
she has her hair
she's
down.
She's a model in real life.
She has her glasses off. Yeah. She looks great. But he asks her to dance, and she sounds like she looks so excited.
I know.
That broke my heart.
It's just gonna be heartbreaking.
But you just know that he has something up his sleeve.
Yeah. I can't believe what they're about to freaking do. They really thought this out, and they planned this, and they're like, we're gonna go to the store, buy dog food, bring dog food and a can opener to prom, so we can just throw it on this girl. Are you kidding me? So then Josie sees this. She's dancing with a guy, and they're basically about to make out or something. And she sees that they're about to throw dog
she's about to tell him the truth.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, she was getting ready to tell him the truth.
Oh.
She was like, there's something I have to tell you.
And
then she sees the dog food.
Yes, and she jumps and like hits the can out of the way, and it hits all the popular girls, and they get dog food on them, which was a nice little touch. But then that's when she has this big, you always gotta
monologue.
have some
always have it. Yep.
Yes. And she's like, I'm a 25-year-old journalist, and I'm undercover, and nothing ever changes, and you guys
she
need to
let
find
those girls
yourself.
have it, though.
Yeah. I mean, it had to be done. But
she exposed Rob, too.
Yes.
She's like, and Rob is my brother.
Like, she didn't have to do it, but she did.
She didn't have to do it. I have one quote from the speech.
Yeah.
Find out who you are and try not to be afraid of it. You know what? I think that's a nice message.
It is a nice message.
For high
After
schoolers.
everything that we just went through with this movie, they tie it up nicely. If you're
I don't think they did a great job of
become a pedophile.
I don't think they did a great job of her showing like her thought process of like coming back to this, because again, she's been trying to become popular this entire movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Until
Up
this
until
moment.
5 seconds ago, she was like, I can't believe this is happening to me, the best day of my life. I'm popular. And then all of a sudden, when she sees the dog food, she's like, wait a minute, never mind.
I think she saw herself in Aldous, you know, just like she got a flashback to when he got egged, and it's like, oh no, she can't have someone else's prom ruined like that, you know?
She didn't notice all of this leading up. I don't know. I guess that was just the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
I guess you're right, but it's just like, ugh. After everything these people did to you back in high school, you want to be like popular. Like,
and she was so happy about, and then the fact that she was so happy that she got her great high school experience, but it was all fake. She knew that it was
she
all
wasn't herself.
fake.
Yeah.
But I do think it's a nice message. I feel like me in high school, I was like, the things I was liking was just whatever was popular. I wanted to seem like something, afraid of who, you know, to be myself.
Everyone has insecurities when they're younger.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You want to fit in.
Completely. I get it. It's a good message.
And she's like, and this girl right here, and she's pointing to Aldous, she is fucking amazing. And all of you would be lucky to... No, I don't think so. She said something along those lines. I'm sure I made it better.
I'm ripping right now.
She said something like that, but I think I made, improvise a little.
Anyway, they all get mad at her now for having this moment of realization, and the teacher's like, you were going to make a story about me.
No. Backtrack. He feels betrayed that she was lying this whole time.
Yeah.
Betrayed by what? Betrayed that you fell in love with a student? I'm sorry. What do you have to feel betrayed about? You know you were doing something wrong. And he's just like, I can't do this. And now he's turning her into the bad guy, which I'm just like, you are the bad guy. I mean, 100%. He's so cute, but come on.
We love him. He's so handsome. We forgive him for anything, but that is crazy. And then the brother gets mad at her because you didn't have to do me dirty like that. You didn't have to out me.
I have a championship coming up.
Because what's her name, Daisy? She was swinging her leg up. She was like, I'm ready.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. Yes. She's like, you're my penguin. I'm
yes. That needed to be done because I don't think he was gonna stop himself.
He was like, we should get you some water. We should sober you up.
Yeah, that was just buying time.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
He was debating.
Yeah.
But anyway, she gets in trouble with her boss. But she John C. Reilly's like, you just got us both fired, and she's like, trust me, there will still be a story. And we're like, what's the story gonna be?
Yeah.
And she writes this article where she invites, she does the whole speech again, basically, in this article. Like, I went undercover, and I, wanted their approval, whatever. But she invites Sam to be her first kiss at the state championship baseball game.
That's so cringy to get that out in a newspaper for the world.
And you want to, this is how you're going to save your job? That job is not good enough if they're firing you over this. Go find a different job. Don't be keeping this job.
This is a great story, I feel like. If I saw this in the newspaper, I'd be like, whoa, she's like...
She was, yes.
I thought it was very bold. I applaud her for that. But it's just putting your business out there.
Bold, guys.
Jeez.
People are invested. They're at the game. They're rooting for her.
Of course.
So she stands in the middle of the pitch, and she puts 5 minutes on the clock. And as the 5 minutes tick down, we see the crowd. Is he gonna come? They're looking around, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Disappointment.
The clock is up, and we even see the popular kids are so sad for her. They were like,
even they were rooting for her.
And So maybe they did learn a little something from her speech in her article. And she drops the mic to the ground. So dramatic. Yeah. We see the mic fall onto the dirt. But then, there's a murmur in the crowd. The crowd starts cheering. We see someone running through the stands. It's him! And he's in a sweater, and he looks great.
And now they're both age appropriate, and it's fantastic now.
And it is a great kiss. The way he strides up to her, and he just grabs her.
Did you guys ever... Oh, this was a fantastic ending. If I didn't see the other part of the movie, I just watched this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did anyone see the interview recently with Drew and him, the cast? And he said in the interview, he was like, you kissed me so well or something. I have to watch this because I did watch this a while ago that he got turned on
Shut up.
And he had to, like, hide it or something. I should go back and watch.
It was a great kiss.
When was this interview?
I was like,
he's still saying it 20 years later?
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Hold on. Let me.
It's a crazy thing to admit.
I know. On her show. Oh, yeah, here we go. Hold on. We obviously can't play this, but. Anyway, so then when I was watching this, I thought of that, and I was like, yeah, it's an epic kiss. 100%.
Yeah.
But.
Epic kiss. They pull away from each other, and he says, "Sorry, I'm late. It took me forever to get here." And she's like, "I know what you mean."
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't really get. Like, it seemed like they were hinting at something.
Well, I think it was like, it took her so long to get her first kiss.
Finally get her first kiss.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't know why he said that to begin with.
I did think, okay, great romantic gesture. I did like this. I thought it was a good way to wrap it up. The rest of the movie probably, and that's what I don't know. I hate to come into these episodes and say that I don't like a movie, but I really struggled with it. And then it did save it a little bit in the end, though.
If we remove the crimes committed or implied that they could have been committed in this movie, I would have liked it a lot more.
Yeah, I agree.
But I did enjoy the vibe of it. You know, we have a little bit of a makeover. We have, you know, someone discovering themselves.
Interesting you would say makeover, because she got worse.
Yeah, but after she's went to rob for advice, she looks pretty
a
good
makeover. Yeah, she looks like normal then. Oh, she's always cute, but like, yeah.
But I mean, remember what she was wearing in the very first scene?
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, she has more confidence after the makeover. Like, she's strutting into work.
It's not Princess Diaries makeover.
Yeah. Yeah. But I liked the vibe of the high school movie.
Yeah, alright.
I wouldn't watch it again, though.
No, yeah, I'm not gonna really throw this on. Are we ready for Friends with Benefit?
I'm ready.
I'm ready to hear what Gabby has to say. Okay, here we go.
Oh.
I did have to pause this movie halfway through because I just was bored. Anyway.
Get out!
Okay, here we go. New York City and LA stereotypes run rampant in this 2011 romantic comedy. In one of the most original, iconic, never done before movies, JK, that same year was No Strings Attached, Mila Kunis is a New York City recruiter, and Justin Timberlake is some type of fancy pants businessman from LA. I don't really know what his job was. They meet, and Mila recruits him for a job at GQ in New York. They become fast friends, very fast friends, and almost immediately decide to sleep together. But they don't want any commitments. The audience and everyone else in the movie, except for Justin and Mila, know that this is not going to work out. I can't even end my synopsis with my usual cliffhanger question because everyone knows what's going to happen here. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Opens up. I wrote Justin and Mila this whole time. I actually don't know who their characters' names are.
I wrote JT and Mila the entire time.
Dylan! His name is Dylan! Dylan Harper!
And what's hers?
Jamie!
Dylan and Jamie. Okay. So, Dylan... Wait, which one's a boy and which one's a girl?
Justin is Dylan.
JT.
Dylan's a boy, okay. Dylan is rushing... Okay, the opening was the only good part of the movie because Emma Stone's in it. Okay, and Andy Samberg. Yeah. So Justin's rushing. Sorry, Dylan's. I'm gonna say Justin. Justin's rushing to a date, and Mila's outside the theater, and you think that maybe they're rushing towards each other because they're on the phone and
they're on
like,
the phone together, and it sounds like they're
making it seem like they're coming together, but really Justin is rushing towards Emma Stone. And Mila is waiting for Andy Samberg, and both of them basically get broken up with. And Emma Stone was really funny, and so was Andy. And like, I was actually laughing at this scene, but I wasn't really.
This was some comedy, guys.
Yeah, that was comedy.
Love Emma Stone always brings the comedy.
Oh my god, I love her so much. Anyway, so
she's so charming.
Yeah, so they break up. Basically, Mila is, recruiting Justin, and she's picking him up at the airport. And she's a fun, quirky, all over the place.
I can tell you hate her already.
She doesn't have a sign. She has to pick up a sign from someone else. She's on the baggage claim. Why are you on the baggage claim? What are you doing? You would be kicked out by TSA immediately. Like, what? And she's like, oh, is that your bag there? And Justin's like, oh, no.
I liked her.
Yeah, I liked her too. Thank you, Ash. It's lighthearted.
Listen,
your tone is saying
I'm not saying I didn't like her.
Your tone is saying that you don't like her.
I'm not saying that I didn't like her. I'm just saying everything about this movie was trying too hard. And I know that they were
not trying as hard as Never Been Kissed. That was so cringe, so too much. This was just about right in my eyes.
Just about right. I just felt like they were trying too hard with the comedy, and like I've seen Justin
at times, yes.
Like I've seen them do other things, and I like them, and it was just like, and I liked No Strings Attached more than like I didn't mind that concept, but the way that they did it, it was just this was not for me. They were trying too hard to be like quirky and too much, and I don't know.
They were trying to lead with the comedy throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, and like
it kind of came
fun
off
of romantic
as
comedies, but then
silly.
by making fun of it, they were going so above.
They were trying to be self-aware.
Yeah, and it just wasn't. No.
But I liked them both in this movie. Like I liked both of their personalities.
Yeah. I wasn't like cackling over here when they're trying to be funny, but it was just witty, quick. It was banter. I love banter.
I liked that while she was doing all this crazy stuff, she was so confident.
Yes.
You know? Like if I was her and my client came up to me and was like, oh, like I'm your client, I would have been so embarrassed turning red. But she's like, oh great. This is how I introduce myself to everyone.
I don't know. It's just like it's trying too hard. Hopping on a conveyor belt, taking off your shoes and running around the airport. Come on. No one ever does this, ever. No one's ever done this, ever.
It's a movie, Tara. It's a movie.
Okay, let's move on.
All right.
Let's move on from the carousel.
Sometimes a movie hits with me and sometimes it doesn't. And I'm sorry, I just totally skew the results when it hits the wrong way. I am, okay. So we keep going. So basically, he goes and takes an interview with GQ, and she's like, well, I don't really need to sell you with GQ because they already want you. What I need to sell you with is New York City itself, which why would anyone have to be sold on New York City? But anyway.
Not hard to do.
Yeah. So she does the most outrageous things in the city, right? Doesn't she go to
I love this scene.
Wait, but she just goes to a bar, and I'm just like,
she was like, I'm going to show you the real New York.
What are you talking about?
She was like, I'm going to show you the real experience, not the tourist experience.
Like, they should have done something like a little bit more, I don't know. She just went to a bar anyway, but go ahead. I know your favorite part.
Yeah, she goes to this bar. It's overlooking the Brooklyn Bridge, and Shaun White comes up to them. Yeah. Apparently, it's Mila Kunis's like old friends, and he instantly hates Justin Timberlake.
He's a psychopath. He's a raging psychopath.
JT's like, oh my gosh, I'm a big fan. He goes to shake his hand, and he's like, Jamie, you gotta get this guy out of my fucking face. Like, you think I'm all chill because I snowboard and shit?
I'm laughing more you telling me than them. Again, you should be in the movie. We should be doing everything.
I do remember the first time I watched this movie, I went through a big Shaun White phase.
Really?
I was obsessed with Shaun White. I watched every documentary.
Michael Phelps phase. I thought I could be an
I thought he was the greatest athlete to ever walk the earth. And you know what? I was proven right by him dating Nina Dobrev. Clearly, he is everything I wanted him to be.
Yes.
I mainly just love her.
Together.
I love
Fair
her.
Enough.
But yes.
And he looks good with his haircut. Like his hair is cut short now with Nina.
True.
Yeah, and then she takes him to
the secret.
She takes him to a rooftop next. No cell service.
But I'm like, really? A rooftop in New York City doesn't have cell service? I still
whatever. It's romantic.
When I refuse to turn off my airplane mode in the sky, I still have cell service. Like, what are you talking about?
Maybe it's a government building where they block it. They had to cross over a gate or something.
True that.
She rolled under a parking.
They're not going to be allowed up there, Ash. There's going to be high security.
They weren't allowed up there.
Okay.
They snuck up there.
Anyway, somehow they don't have.
Remember them rolling on the ground?
But you need that for later, so don't knock that too much.
You need it. So then she's like, this is my peaceful place, so I need to get away from it all. Like, I'm showing you things that aren't typical New York. But then she takes him to Times Square, and he's like, what are we doing here? This is the most basic New York City thing ever. Yeah. And all of a sudden, which, come on, how could you not just be like, this is outrageous? Yeah. And I know they're making fun of it. But a flash mob breaks out. I've never seen this anywhere ever. Like,
never.
What? Are they still a thing?
It was really big back then, though.
I think it was
like, do you remember
for, like,
the flash mob
or something,
years
right?
where, like, everyone was flash mobbing?
Wasn't this around the time of, like, planking and, like,
the God.
Yep. Parkour and flash mobs? Take me back.
My school had a parkour club.
Yeah, that was, you were?
My school had a parkour club. I wasn't in it.
Oh, okay. I could so see you in it, but like struggling doing anything.
But after The Office did that like parkour bit, I was always just like hopping off curbs, being like parkour, because I thought it was funny.
Oh my God, The Office.
I thought it was a good bit.
Yeah.
No one laughed.
So then we go.
He decides to take the job.
Oh yes.
And we see he has a nice-ass apartment. Oh, are you kidding me?
I was so suspicious of that.
What's up with everyone in movies or TV shows in New York have the nicest apartment?
But he's an art director. Really nice. Like, what? I looked it up. That's like...
Of GQ. Okay. Maybe he's a millionaire.
Yeah.
Maybe. He was in First Class.
Maybe in 2000 or whenever they made this movie, but... Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Was there some housing crisis then that people could afford apartments in New York? I don't know. But my other question is, why is he always... I don't get the bit of him saying, like, Captain Sully wasn't a hero. I don't get that whole thing.
I thought that was funny.
But every time on the plane, he's like, the plane's doing a lot of it itself. Yes. But they kept harping on it, where it was just like...
Yeah. He's trying to, like, find someone to finally agree with him that, like, come on, it's not that impressive what he did. Because, like, planes kind of fly themselves. But everyone thinks Sully's a hero.
But why do they keep focusing? I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. Maybe it was, like, that was a current event, maybe, I guess. It just happened and they wanted to throw it in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Woody Harrelson's in this. I love him.
Yeah, as a gay sports editor.
Yeah, I don't know why he had to be so outrageously gay sports editor. It's the least. Yeah, it's like Pete Davidson being the gay roommate. It was like Pete Davidson set it up. It didn't make any sense, but I love Woody Harrelson in general. Love him.
Absolutely.
So, and yeah, a couple of his lines were just like, again, a little too outrageous for me that I wasn't really laughing.
Too outrageous, yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
I agree with that.
Really saying, like, are you sure you're not gay?
He
we
was
could
too
go out,
much.
we could get some guys, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's not hitting for me.
It was too much.
Yeah. So, they go to lunch because he doesn't have any friends in the city. And they're chatting, and she invites them over to a house party, right? And then we get our first little montage of them partying, them drinking, them becoming best friends.
They're becoming friends.
They're really good friends.
They're writing things on each other's faces. And then while they're hanging out one night, the one thing I did like about this, I love when they do this in a movie, and I feel like we've discussed this before in other ones.
Yes,
they watch
I know what
a
you're
movie in a movie, and in that movie it
it's
was Jason Segel and Rashida Jones, right? And they're like a outrageous romantic comedy. And I was like, why do I feel like I'd actually rather be watching this Jason Segel and Jones than watch
that was horrible.
It was a bad movie.
Flapjack, get out of here. Oh, God.
So while they're watching this, though, Mila, I think, says, why can't it just be... They're talking about romantic comedies in general, and blah, blah, blah. Basically, they get around to the subject of why can't we just sleep together and have no commitments and not have all this, oh, I'm in love with you and everything.
Yeah. Like, I wish it was like playing a game of tennis.
Yes.
Right.
Playing tennis.
Yeah. You know, no obligation after you play.
So they're like, we can do that. We can totally do that.
Well, I like this scene where
I liked it too.
He's like, you want to play tennis? And she's like, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? He's
I
like,
liked
no,
it.
like, let's play tennis together. And then, like, he goes up to her, and she's like, are you even attracted to me? He's like, yeah. And she's like, no, take out my stellar personality. Are you attracted to me? And they start listing all the things they find attractive about each other.
Right,
he's like, your big eyes.
Yes, big, beautiful eyes. Loved it. And then he ends it with, oh, like your eyes. And she goes, you said that. He goes, I meant it. And I was like, oh, I know,
I really like that part. I like that part.
You can tell they're really starting to like each other, but okay, fine, just sex.
Well, they're really...
They are at least attracted to each other at this point.
For sure. I mean, listen, I'm hating on this movie, but how would anyone not be attracted to them? They're gorgeous specimens, both of them.
True.
So, they get to it.
Yes, I kind of like that.
This is a funny scene.
Yes,
they're having sex.
They just get down to business.
Because they don't have to care about one another's emotions. They're being completely open and honest about what they like, what they're doing wrong, all of it.
Yeah, the Spark Notes version of like this is what I
scene.
like, this is what I don't like. I loved that. It's just like you don't want to waste any time, you know?
Yeah. I was like, that's kind of nice.
Yes.
I was. Do I need to do this?
Where do I find a JT? But he's like going down on her, like trying to say the alphabet, trying to do all these little tricks he found. And she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm really good at this. Like my girlfriend, like my past girlfriend said so." She's like, "They were lying to spare your feelings."
Yeah,
but the next day, they're like, "This was probably a mistake. We don't want to ruin our friendship."
Immediately they say, "We need to not ever do that again."
Yeah. And then immediately after that, they have sex again.
Yes. I was going to say, it's literally back-to-back montages, and now it's again them, like, hanging out, being friends, and now having sex nonstop.
This is a montage of them having sex. We get the cute moment of, she's like, this feels like something we should have done in our early 20s. And he's like, I'll play, what is it called? Red Eye Blind?
Oh, yeah.
Closing time, Third Eye Blind. But it's not.
Wait, was it closing time, he said?
Closing time, yes. Yeah. Yes! It's throughout the whole movie. I immediately added that to my Spotify, like, list.
That's on my road trip playlist.
Like a feel good.
Yeah, it's a good one. So, one of these times that they're having sex, her mom walked into the apartment.
Oh.
And I love this mom, okay? She's also in Easy A. And
Gaby looked like she didn't like the mom.
Yeah.
It was just insanity. Imagine your mother walking in on you.
But this is not a regular mom. This is a cool mom.
She's not a regular mom.
She is. Because, I mean, she's
a mom without boundaries.
She basically played a similar character in Easy A, the mom in Easy A. And, like, she's so funny in both and plays that very well. I love that. So... she's just like, like, this is so cool of you. This is so 70s of you to be doing this. But I think she even does kind of warn her, like, that's not going to work out, probably.
She's like, you're a hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
Like, she was like, I've always seen you as a romance kind of girl. And then we see him having a conversation with Woody Harrelson after they play basketball. So that's who he goes to. Yeah, he goes to Woody for advice. And Woody is like, it's not who you want to spend Saturday night with. It's who you want to spend all day Sunday with. I love that line.
Thank you, Woody. Exactly. And basically everyone's warning them this is not going to end well. So then they say, after a little while, they want to stop for real, right? And they want to start dating.
Yes.
Yeah, she wants to date again.
Yeah. They're like, okay, I think it's time to end this. We want to see other people. Let's just be cordial. They want to stay best friends. Because I do have to admit, they really sold it. Like, they were best friends. 100%.
They have a good friendship, and they are worried that it's going to, like, get in the way of their friendship.
So they're walking, and I liked this part. They were walking in Central Park, and Justin's like, I don't know who says it, but they're like, let's try and pick people up if we're going to start dating.
He's like, I'm going to go talk to that girl right now.
Yeah.
And she's like,
oh
in public, like, we're in public, what are you going to do? And he's like, I'm not going to rape her, I'm going to talk to her.
That was a little much. I was like, whoa, how did we get here?
But I thought it was so funny. He goes up and then he comes back and it looks like it's going so well.
Yeah.
He comes back and he was like, yeah, I had to give her directions so she could find her husband. And they have 3 kids and they're from like Germany or something. So then she's walking a little bit further and she picks up a guy who's just standing by himself. And everything goes very well for her because he's a literal child oncologist, literally curing child cancer doctor.
He cures kids with cancer.
So good looking.
It's Brian Greenberg. He's Jake from One Tree Hill. Jake from One Tree Hill. We love Jake.
Yeah.
We don't love him here.
Yeah, no. So
cue another montage.
Is there them on like fabulous dates? Yes. And you think it's going so well, except doesn't she tell him right away?
Well, it's on, like, their second date.
Yes.
And she's like, can I just tell you, I have this rule, I saw it in a movie, that I won't have sex until the 5th date.
Girl, you're laying out all your cards. Why? Why would you do that? Immediately, he's just going to try to get to date number 5.
He seems so trustworthy. He seems so trustworthy on these dates.
Until there was that one time when she was like, I don't know what they were talking about, but she says something like, I just want to find my Prince Charming, and then he makes like a weird face, then he gets a call. So they pan over quickly, and like you could see the red flags.
5th date comes around. They sleep together. And she goes out.
She turns off the lights, which she would never do with JT.
Oh, I didn't even put that together.
And she doesn't bring him to the bed. She's like, right here's fine.
Nope.
In the couch.
Right on the couch, because
not
as good lighting on the couch.
So in the morning she wakes up and she goes down to get him coffee from the little cart. And he's rushing out. And he was like, I can't be your Prince Charming. I can't do this. Like, just using her 5th date. All he has to do is go on 5 dates and then you can sleep with her. And she was like, really? She's so pissed. She calls Justin immediately, right? Obviously. And then...
Well, they were already on the phone together.
Oh, yeah. And he's going to LA, right? He's supposed to go see his family out in LA. And so he was like, you should come with me. But she said she's going to go with her mom. They were going to do some trip. But then the mom leaves her. I feel bad. I love the mom, but she's so flaky.
Bailed on her.
Yeah. And so then Justin, which I loved, was like, just bought you a ticket. You're flying. Let's go.
First class.
Yeah. Doesn't we skip over, he got that painting for her. She like goes to his house.
Oh yeah.
She's like venting about everything. She's like, I think something's wrong with me. Like it must be me. Then he whips out that painting he got for her. I forgot the significance, but I was like, that was sweet.
And it's a custom painting.
That was sweet.
And buys the freaking first class plane ticket. I'm on board now. Yeah.
Someone sweep me away.
Yeah, exactly. So they go to LA, and this is when it's just, okay, now I'm buckled in and I'm ready to go. Okay, because now this is cute.
Yeah.
The other stuff, I was like, trying too hard. This is when it gets emotional and raw and real, and you see that they actually care for each other. And now I'm ready to go. They get to LA, they see the family. The dad has Alzheimer's or something, dementia. The sister is sweet, funny side character, and then the sister's son, so his nephew, so funny. That guy from Modern Family.
It's Modern Family kid.
Yes.
Luke from Modern Family.
He's so funny in this. He's so cute. He's trying to be a magician.
He wants to be a magician.
Love those little side characters. They have such a little cute, endearing family, and they live right on the beach. Why is he moving to New York City for this?
Gorgeous, gorgeous house.
Yeah.
She even asked him, why did you move to New York?
Yeah. Crazy. So, I think they do like a bunch of stuff. I don't know. They're on the Hollywood sign or something. But we need to get to when at night she's sitting in the room and he comes in and he's like, I'm ready to go. Like, we're going to sleep together, right? And she was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you cracked your neck. That was your sign that you wanted to sleep with me at dinner. She's like, no, we were on a long flight. And I just was cracking my neck. She basically was just like, I just got broken up with. This has been rough. Can we just hang out as friends?
She was like, I need emotional support from you.
Yeah. And he's there for her. And he's rapping. And they're having a good time.
They danced.
That was so funny.
Jump.
Yes.
Everyone, jump.
I love that.
It's so good. It's so sweet. And they're just having the best time. That's another short little montage. And then they end up sitting next to each other in the bed, and they're just chit-chatting, and they get a little heart-to-heart, right? And I forget what was said, but basically she ends up taking off his robe. And they get down to business. Yeah, she goes, whoopsie. And he was like, I didn't think you wanted to do this. But she does. But it's actually really sweet. And they show
it was so romantic. The moonlight behind them. It was, oh my God.
It was like, I'm open. Glad I met in the background. Moonlight hitting the water.
Yeah, that's true. It was giving honeymoon vibes.
It was honeymoon vibes.
Loved it.
And so you were like, ooh, this is true love. But, don't speak too fast.
He sneaks out.
Because basically he sneaks out in the middle of the night. The sister sees him sneak out.
Yep.
And she's like, I knew you were sleeping with him. I knew this was something going on. She corners him. And she was like, you guys are perfect for each other. Why are you trying to screw this up? And he he said she's too damaged for me.
You forgot the important part. She's right there. She's in the coffin. The nephew's trying to do a magic trick. She's in that coffin.
So, yeah, they don't know she's there, but she's in the magic box and she can hear everything.
He says too fucked up, too damaged.
Quote,
I'm sorry.
I can never go out
pissed
with her.
Me off.
She's too fucked up.
He took everything.
That is your best friend. Like,
yes.
You don't say that about your freaking best friend. What is up with these guys in these romantic comedies doing inexcusable things? And we're supposed to just turn around and swoon back at them? Are you kidding
I didn't
me?
like that. He literally took everything that she trusted him with and just used it against her as like, that's not why I'm going to date you.
And who cares that she wasn't there?
What she's insecure about.
Exactly.
She literally told him, like, this is why these guys have been breaking up with me because they say I'm too damaged. And he's like, no, you're not. Well, guess what? He just said that she was.
But I think, okay, to be fair, this is for sure, this was just him covering up because he was too scared to put himself out there. Yes. And we later learn why, because of his own issues.
Overcorrecting.
Yeah, he was just trying to come up with a fake excuse because he didn't want to put himself out there. Rightfully so. Family history. We'll get into it later.
That's true. In that moment, heartbreaking. So she books the next plane ticket and she's like, peace. And everyone's like, what's going on? Why are you all of a sudden leaving? She's like, I just have to go for work. I have to go. And he knows something's up, right? She flies back and she basically ignores all of his calls. And he keeps trying to reach out to her. And she's like, no, not doing it. She's hanging out with her mom. And the mom's like, I'll leave if you want to have a booty call. No, I'm not speaking to him anymore. So I think he ends up calling her and it goes straight to voicemail. And he was like, really? Just straight to voicemail, not even ringing? And then he puts it together. She has no reception. Goes to the rooftop. And then this is where they argue more. Nothing even comes of this. They just go deeper into the hole. And
he's like, why are you avoiding me? And she's like, I guess I'm just too damaged and fucked up.
Yeah.
And he realizes she overheard everything.
Yeah. What I didn't like about this is that he gaslit her because he was like, you're the one that wanted this. And she's like, what? I'm sorry. He's the one that said, you want to play tennis? What are you doing? What are you doing?
They both agreed to this. But again,
he propositioned it. He started it.
Yes.
And now he's saying like, oh, you wanted all of this.
Gives him no reason to say what he said. So then his dad flies in, right? He's picking up his dad for some reason. He's coming into town.
Because the sister and her son are going on a field trip to DC.
Got it. So the dad flies in and he has to pick the dad up. And this really sad but cute but nice.
Yeah.
Picks the dad up and the dad, like, he's with it but does have moments of like episodes. And he's in the airport and they go to try and get lunch. And then the dad takes off his pants in the airport. And then that's when Justin, instead of just freaking out, he goes, you know what? I'm taking off my pants too. And we're sitting here and we're eating. And I was like, okay, Justin, you're redeeming
Which was
yourself.
advice Mila gave him.
Yeah. So that's when the dad explains the story of Dee Dee. Because he's always saying, Dee Dee, is that Dee Dee? And he basically explained it was the love of my life, that I was too stupid. Like, I basically loved him more than your mom, which is crazy. But he was like, I let her go because I was stupid. And you basically need to, of course, some big speech to make
the inspirational speech. The dramatic monologue, always something.
Yeah. And so Justin's like, I got to get to her. So he takes the boat. He takes Woody's boat across the river. Yeah. And tries to go get Mila.
The Hudson.
Yeah, the Hudson. And I think this is just, we go straight to Grand Central.
The great romantic gesture.
This is...
How did he organize this so fast?
Who knows?
Absolutely no way that he could organize the flash mob in Grand Central.
Yeah, this was the same day?
In 10 minutes. I mean, it's crazy. But, they had to do it for the movie. Big flash mob. Grand romantic gesture. He's like, I'm in love with you. Well, actually, at first, he's kind of just like, will you be my best friend again? And I was like, wait, that's all we gonna get? And then he was like, I love you. Blah, blah, blah.
Well, he was like, I would rather go the rest of my life without sleeping with you if that means I can have you as a friend. He's like, don't get me wrong, it'd be so hard to never have sex
that is
again.
Sweet. That's sweet. Okay.
That's sweet.
And they kiss, and she's crying, which I was like, okay. this was a nice little moment, you know?
That was a nice
It was a nice moment.
He wanted to make her feel like she was in a movie, and that's all she ever wanted. I thought it was sweet.
Yeah. It was the same ending as that movie she was obsessed with.
Yeah.
In Grand Central Station.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, sorry, we had to settle for the actual Grand Central Station.
Yeah.
On LA.
And the flash mob is the song he would sing during sex.
Yes. Again, how did he organize that?
I think this one was a different day because remember, how he got her to Grand Central was like the mom was in on it. This must have been a different day.
No, this was the same day because they left the airport and they were trying to go through the Lincoln Tunnel, and he's like, "We can't get across the Lincoln Tunnel. We gotta take a boat." And then they take a boat, and then they rush to Grand Central. I mean, why would they need to rush in the boat? If he was planning it for a week from then, they would just take the Lincoln Tunnel in the traffic. But he had to get on the boat to get to Grand Central. I don't know. Anyway,
he was running late.
You can't question some of these things. So they basically go off and have their first date and just start making out in the cafe. And that's the end of the movie. Yeah. It's a cute ending. Woo! It's a cute ending.
It was cute.
Okay, Gabby, are you excited for your first rankings?
I'm nervous.
Go. No. Okay, let's see what's going to move forward. Okay. Tropes. Never been kissed. Tropes.
A bunch of tropes.
There was a bunch, I thought. I mean, I
thought so too.
I came in. What'd you put?
Forbidden romance, which.
Ooh.
Forbidden because it's illegal.
I don't even know if that's forbidden romance.
I said dork turned cool girl.
Yes.
Works at a newspaper.
We got a prom scene.
Yes.
They focus on her career.
She's a writer.
Yeah.
The group of mean girls.
Who you are. Yeah, the group of mean girls. Grand romantic gesture. Big speech at prom.
The dramatic
your
monologue,
lie comes out.
This was nonstop to me. I had 8, and honestly, I would even debate going 8.5.
I had 8.
Ash?
I'd say 8's a good one.
Okay, we'll go with 8.
Because I wouldn't say it's like the execution wasn't perfect on them.
We always throw it back to Kissing Booth. And if it doesn't feel as outrageous as Kissing Booth, then it can't be a 10.
Not as outrageous.
No, you're right. Okay. Friends with Benefits. Now, they leaned into tropes, though. They leaned into it. I mean, the whole... No, well, they tried to make fun of it. They tried to be original, but then they were absolutely not original because the same movie came out the same year.
Okay.
I mean, this is a whole thing. Like, Friends with Benefits.
Yes.
The title is a trope.
Friends with benefits, but they catch feelings for each other.
Yeah.
We've got New York City.
Yeah.
New York City. Friends to
Lovers. Is GQ a magazine?
Yeah, GQ. Yeah. GQ is not a trope. What are you talking about?
Like working at a magazine.
Working for a magazine.
Oh, working at a magazine? Yes.
Kinda.
Yes. Yeah. Grand romantic gesture at the end.
I wrote trope for that one. That was a big one. The flash mob.
That's a big trope. That was a big one.
That's a big trope.
Would you say the airport meet cute? It's not really a meet cute. They knew they were gonna meet each other.
I don't think that's a meet cute.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of a meet cute.
They knew they were literally meeting each other.
Yeah.
It just happened to be a quirky meeting.
I put that thing where the person meets their family and falls in love with the family, which deepens their feelings for the person.
That's
true.
I would say that these
that's
might
like one of my
be similar.
faves.
These might be similar levels.
These might be similar.
Gabs doesn't agree.
No, listen, now that you mention all these, I'll bump it up, but I originally had it as a 5. The only thing I could really think of was like New York City, Friends to Lover, but
they're sneaking onto the Hollywood sign, which that was a funny scene too.
Yeah, that was. I forgot to mention that because that's really when I actually laughed out loud when Justin was being airlifted off of the Hollywood sign. That was funny. He literally made the.
I also like the bit of him. I like the bit of him being so bad at math. He's like, "How tall is that fence?" Well, I'm 6 foot and 3 times that, so like 92 feet. Yeah. He's like, but I guess they really want to keep people out.
That was funny. All right, fair enough. So what do we think?
I'd say they're similar, but would I say Friends with Benefits is a little bit less?
I'm okay with that. 7.5.
Yeah.
7.5.
The fact that Gabby gave a 5.
No, but after you guys speaking, I was gonna bump it up to like a 6 or a 7.
Okay, we'll do 7.
Let's go 7.
Okay. Quality.
Never Been
Okay.
Kissed.
Okay. Don't sue me. I think Never Been Kissed is going to be a higher quality, even though I didn't like it. It stood the test of time. Okay, it has a stellar cast. I'm not saying that Friends with Benefits didn't have a stellar cast, but like they pulled out all the
90s
stops.
cast,
yeah. I just.
I'd say they're both pretty mid quality.
I think that.
I agree.
Never Been Kissed might have been a little bit higher.
I think Never Been Kissed a little bit higher, just because Friends with Benefits is at times so outrageous.
Correct.
That it's like they try a little too hard at comedy sometimes, which brings me out of it.
Okay.
What do we think? 6 and 6.5?
Yeah.
Gaby?
I feel like they're not
they're
not very high quality.
I gave them both a 7, but that's just me. I would say Never Been Kissed is higher quality. I will agree with that.
Yeah.
I love Friends with Benefit, but it is just...
Maybe a 6 and a 7.
6 and a 7?
Oh.
Yeah, just now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay, 6 and a 7. I just don't. My heart's not this. 6 and a 7. Okay. Lightheartedness. You got to be giving it to Friends with Benefits. Yeah. I was cringing and so uncomfortable during all of Never Been Kissed. It was so many heavy things. She gets egged. She gets humiliated.
The flashbacks just really bring it down.
Yeah. It brings it down so much.
The bullying brings it down so much.
Yes. I think it was supposed to be lighthearted because of that, but it was too extreme. Yeah. It made me cringe.
Our generation isn't built for it.
No, I'm a weakling. I gave it a 5, and I gave Friends with Benefits a 7.5 because Justin was a dick and said that was a harsh thing to say.
The all-timers.
No, but I'm saying
all-timers I'd say would bring it
that
down.
whole thing of them losing their friendship because he was so rude. Then you find out why he was rude. He has all of his own insecurities. It was just a little bit of heaviness.
But it was
I would say the heaviest part was his dad, though.
Yes, and his dad.
Yeah.
It was all just a little and then
so I feel like it's like
her mom messed her up slightly. It was all a little there was that.
I feel like it's a 7.
That's
7 feels right.
Yeah, I'm good with that. So 5 and 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Comedy.
I mean, Friends with Benefits was funny.
100%.
I gave it an 8.
I think an 8's good because I did have some laugh out loud moments here.
I did laugh at some moments, yeah.
It was a lot. I wasn't actually dying, couldn't laugh, couldn't breathe, but it was, it's meant to be funny.
It's no She's the Man. It's no
Oh my gosh, guys, I listened to that episode. I was like, I need to rewatch this weekend immediately. You guys are really sold on She's the Man.
It's the best movie.
I mean, I basically quoted the whole movie.
That's all we did.
So I don't know how the rewatch could be any better.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
Yeah.
So good. I really don't think there was any comedy in Never Been Kissed. Am I wrong?
I gave it a 3.
Never Been Kissed definitely tried at comedy. Let me see if I have anything written down.
I'll double check my notes.
Comedy, too. I put The Guy in the Van. I thought he was funny.
I wrote, that's all I have. E-H.
Oh.
Comedy.
So you know the scene where the popular girl shows up to prom as Barbie and she's like, "You guys stole my Barbie idea," and they're like, "No, you're Malibu Barbie and I'm Dreamhouse Barbie and she's Beach Barbie." That's a famous meme now.
Oh, is it?
I don't keep up with that stuff. The fact that we have to.
So I was kind of like, oh, an iconic meme.
We're grasping for a scene. Okay.
It's definitely low.
4.
But I did have a couple of, not necessarily laugh out loud moments, but
I would give it a 4.
Kind of funny moments. There was also a passing joke where the girls, those popular girls, were literally looking at a skeleton in science class.
Yeah, and
they were like, "I really gotta diet."
Yes.
And I was like, "Are you kidding me? A skeleton is your role model? What is going on?"
That's why I think it's a 4 or 5. You know what? Because what's her face? Her friend and her boss. Well, her boss,
Molly Shannon and John C. Reilly.
In Step Brothers, he's freaking hilarious. He wasn't funny in this.
Oh yeah,
he didn't play a funny role.
They didn't let him be funny in this.
So that's why I'm 4 or 5.
We've seen less funny movies, I feel like. So I would say 5.5.
Whoa.
What's a movie that's equivalent? And I'll give you the score. Trainwreck, Prince and Me. Prince and Me. Comedy had
Prince
4.
and Me was equivalent.
That had a 4.
I feel like they tried a little bit harder for
4.5.
comedy in this one, though.
4.5.
They definitely tried. Prince and Me
5.
didn't even
That's
try
all I'm
comedy.
going 5. That's all
Okay, we'll do 5. We'll do 5. We'll do 5. I'll take it. I will take it.
Okay, last category, romance. Friends with benefits.
Yes.
Yeah. Friends with
Yes,
benefits.
that's all I have to say. Yes.
I gave it, listen, I want to give it an 8, but you guys are now getting, you're getting in my head with how cruel he was. So
listen, this
7
is
or 8.
what we do. We dissect.
But you need something. You need something to get you to the climax of the movie. You needed a little fallout.
Yeah. You always need a fallout, but you don't need something that's going to cut to the deepest insecurity that she has.
But we know why. We know why he did it. He's fucked up too.
I don't think he actually believes those things.
Yeah, he doesn't. We know he doesn't.
And he didn't say it to her face. He was saying it to his sister to try to get his sister off his back.
This is the reason why I'm going to give it a high score for romance. I love when they're best friends. They are
I do like that trope.
Best friends through and through.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, he ends it with saying, "I'd rather be best friends with you forever than ever sleep with you again."
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna have to give this an 8.
And they really, they do feel like best friends.
Yes,
they do.
You can carry a relationship for forever if you're friends. 100%. 8.
Yeah,
I'll give this an 8.
And this is just proof that friends with benefits does not work. Maybe indifference with benefits would work.
Yeah.
Like just a stranger.
Disgust
or
and
enemies
benefits.
with benefits. Yeah, someone that I like despise.
Enemies with benefits. I like the sound of that. We're gonna put some good movies.
Ooh,
now.
should we make another movie?
Enemies with benefits. Sign me up.
We'll remake Never Been Kissed, and then the next movie will be Enemies with Benefits.
And then we'll put them up against each other in the bracket again.
Yep.
Okay, we'll give that an 8. Never Been Kissed. 4 for romance. I can't give it high because it was.
I gave it a 3. Pedophile, yes.
Thing that
it's all illegal.
It's all illegal except the ending is the only thing where I'll give it some points because it was so cute at the end.
That kiss was good.
But the rest of it, I was truly never on board. I was looking at him and I was saying,
so dreamy.
"You are so hot. You are so dreamy." But I am not getting a good vibe here.
Yeah.
For that, a 4.
Yeah, 4.
4 it is.
The kiss saved it.
Drum roll, please. Never Been Kissed is coming in at 29 points. Friends with Benefits is at a 36. Friends with Benefits moves forward. Congrats, Gaby.
Yay!
I think that's fair play. Fair play. I mean, I didn't know what was going to be going into this, but I'm good with that. After discussing...
Yeah, the more we talked about Never Been Kissed, the more I was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
100%. I can never get behind
What's going on here?
100%. Well, Gaby, thank you so much for being on. This was so fun.
It's been a pleasure.
And
loved experiencing this in real life.
Right? You must be coming back.
I hope so.
Yeah. 100%.
I'll be more fine-tuned next time.
Oh, you were fantastic.
You were amazing.
Wait, what is this
Thank you for joining us.
What is this gonna go up against in the bonus episode?
Oh, well, here we go. Cue the outro. Cue the music. Okay. Don't forget to check out the bracket on our website. The link is in the description. We'll also be posting the final scores.
Send us your thoughts on this week's episode at thetropereport@gmail.com.
Or check out our Instagram and Twitter at The Trope Report, where we post quotes from each episode.
Next week will be a bonus episode, Just Right versus Friends with Benefits. And then we have to go through every matchup left in this quarter of the bracket because we finished our first 16 movies. Can you believe it?
I cannot believe we made it through. Okay, a whole quarter, people, but we got 3 more quarters to go. I've been put through the ringer. A lot of good movies have fallen.
So many good movies have fallen.
Shout out to The Wedding Date, week 1.
Shout out to Tiny Perfect Things.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
All right, guys, that's it for now.
Until next time.
Keep it romantic.